everybody, it's Lace, and with Thanksgiving just around the corner, I wanted to do a Thanksgiving themed dive into some achievements, tax avoidance, the changes with the end of the void concerning Hyssop and alkarest, and then also meal prep, because all these things kind of go hand in hand. Hyssop was one cheap way for people to get into arcana or the arcane types of crafting because you could make a weak health potion with it. Now, with the Into the Void update in November, now you'll need to refine, quote unquote, I guess you could say, the hyssop into an alkarest solution, which you will then use with the higher tier components to make more powerful recipes. This is going to alleviate the need for you having to have 30 of something of a blue quality or higher to make some of the more powerful potions. It'll actually make them more accessible for you, but you're going to need to do quite a bit of hyssop gathering. And what happens when you're doing hyssop? You get all the wonderful components that you will use in cooking. Now, nobody likes to pay taxes, and this game is loaded with them. So, the best way to avoid paying taxes is to craft things at your campsite. And there's actually quite a lot you can do. And all this, even new alkarest slash hyssop refining, you can do at your campsite, even up to tier 5 one. So, you'll want to place down your camp and then start crafting away. Now, this is actually some footage prior to the Into the Void, but I wanted to show you the achievements that you can get from just crafting at your campsite. Going back to my spreadsheet, which I will link at the bottom of the video as always, I'm going to the achievements tabs, and the one that we're going to be focusing on are the crafting at the campsite one that I've got highlighted. Now, the maximum goal is 5,000 total units crafted, and you likely won't get that in one sitting unless you really stockpiled that hyssop. But anyway, here it is popping off. Now, when you're looking through the menu of the items that you can craft at your camp, you'll see there's many different types of potions. Check out what components you need, and then we're going to go back to the spreadsheet, and I'm going to show you that you can find what zones they're in. So on the Arcana Gathering tab, you can find what the component is that you're looking for. You can see what zone it's in. You can see what tier it is as far as, hunting difficulty. So you can know how readily available it will be based on your particular level, skill set, gear, etc. One other thing I want to mention is the pinning of recipes. And you could do this at any crafting station or even your camp. So I can go into, let's say, this particular item here, and I'll click pin recipe, okay? And then if I go into my journal and I go under recipes, you can turn this to auto pin when you do this to where it'll be tracked in your menu. Just turn it on. And, oops, the wrong button. There it is. So now it's in the upper right-hand corner there where it gives me the count. So I've already got 8 of the required components and I already have 1 water. I would love for this to say I have 2,056, pieces of hyssop and I have 1,000 buckets of water. I'd love for it to give me a running total. That's a quality of life thing I think we should request. But if you're looking for, say your Arcana stuff where you need a, you know, Dragon Glory flower or something like that, you can see when you hit the goal that you have at least 1. Another nice to have too would be the ability to see the recipes, what their components are, the experience that they award while you're out in the field, and not just have to be at the specific crafting station. Because of course, when you're running around town, now I got to run from station to station and remember, okay, I need 15 of those and 12 of those. So since, it's built into the UI, there should be a way to access, pick the station and show me all the stuff I can make. Let's take a look now while you're out in the field gathering all this hyssop to either craft at your camp or because of the new changes, you're going to be getting cooking components. But maybe you have a recipe and you're not sure where you should be harvesting or focusing your harvesting of the herbs to get your hyssop so that you get double duty and also get those components that you need for your recipe in order to prepare your Thanksgiving feast in New World. And there are some recipes that sound suspiciously like Thanksgiving food. You might need to gather a few specific herbs, and this spreadsheet should help you break it down. I've got indicators listing whether it's going to come from a crate, whether it's the farm, or it's going to be a bush out in the wild. Also, again, with the zones and stuff. So when you're looking for your hyssop to do your alkarest for your alchemy, and stuff, you can also go get the herbs that you need for that specific recipe for making your Thanksgiving feast. So, with the release of the Void Gauntlet, if you've managed to go ahead and complete your quest for your Tier 5 camp, it'll be even better. I haven't done that. It's on my to do list among many other things. But anyway, we can go in here and we can craft the alkarest, which is then used in all the potions now and all the way up to the infused uh, Tier 5. But we will need Tier 5 camp. But again, avoiding taxes. And we can make all this at our camp and stuff. Uh, when they reorganize the potions, so you'll have to grind out, the prereq thing, so you get a tiny bit more XP than you would have the old way. It's not huge because you'll make, let's say, the week. So, oh boy, I got 3, and then the health potion still gives the 6. So now I'd get 9 total for the week health potion, whereas before I only got the 6 when I didn't have to grind it out quite the same way. Uh, but now also the health potion, you're going to have secondary components, and you can't just make it with the Hyssop. So kind of sucks for the lower level players, but gives you a little bit more XP. The prices of Hyssop skyrocketed like it's something wonderful now. Uh, but it's pretty plentiful, plus you get your stuff for cooking. So another thing to consider, and our company's started to make a concerted effort to do this as well, and I suggest you do it, is to try to only craft in the same territory that's owned by your faction. Because why should you be pumping money into quote unquote the opposition's resources? With the link trading posts now, that's even easier to do by just listing your items in the town that is of your color and stuff. The same thing with you can do all your base refining and stuff because everything's going to have at a minimum the tier 2 default stations. So that's one way to help support quote unquote your faction, especially in the outlying areas that don't see a lot of traffic normally. We all know everybody's in Windsward, Neverfall, but you can go out and use the purple areas. It will really help support uh, your faction, help them build up their defenses, help them be able to hold on to the property, give you the wonderful credits for fast travel and things like that. One fun kind of RP-ish type of thing you might want to do is actually while you're trying to go get that hyssop, try to make some of those Thanksgiving foods and maybe hand them out to your guildies just for RP purposes. They may not have the best stats that each person would like, but it'd be a nice gift giving thing and to show that you're thankful for them and your company. I know that's a little cheesy, but why not? I hope these tips and tricks will help you avoid taxes, focus your taxes, and maybe do something a little special for your guildies for Thanksgiving. Take care, everybody. Happy hunting and be safe.